Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to look at the official opening of the 2024 AFL SuperCoach season. Have a look at the team as it currently stands, as well as getting out some league codes so we can start getting some leagues up and running. So if we have a look at the team, I won't do a big reveal like I did with the NRL video, as I probably can't remember half the players if I do that. But we'll have a look at the defence first. We've got James Sicily, Tom Stewart as the two sort of gun options. Both highly priced, but both have been proven guns in that position. And then chasing a couple of sort of value picks with Hayden Young and Kadeen Coleman. So Hayden Young, there's a bit of chat about him moving into the midfield. And any time you can get defensive or even forward players in the midfield, that's a big win for our teams. And Kadeen Coleman sounds like he's going to be the main man there in the defence for the Brisbane Lions now that Daniel Rich is retired. So hopefully he can make us a bit of money and become a borderline keeper type option. A couple of cheap options with Heath Chapman and Zach Williams, both coming off sort of injuries. It sounds like Chapman's sort of going to be halfback or winger, which is pretty okay for SuperCoach scoring. And Zach Williams just needs to get on the field and should, score well. On the bench, I've gone with Gibcus. Bit of chat about him and Caulfield. A experienced player who's at rookie prices, so we'll absolutely have a punt on that. In the midfield, got Nick Dacos, mostly because I can't fit him in the defence. But obviously the play will be as the cheapies make their cash, push him back into the defence, and then hopefully use the money from the defensive players to get another midfielder in. Good idea in theory, don't know if it'll work in practice. Also going with Sam Walsh and Touk Miller, just I guess undervalued based on what they can produce. So taking the punt there. Got a couple of, I guess, what you call mid-price options with Matt Crouch and Carl Amon. Sounds like, they're going to have more prominent roles where they can get their hands on the footy a bit more. So again, hoping they make a bit of money to then turn them up to a fallen premium type option after the first few rounds. And then the cheapies, so McKercher and Sanders, I think, are in just about everyone's team. Curtin, another sort of defensive option, need to fit him in the midfield. Sharp and Clark are popular sort of bench options at the price. And Manor from Geelong, there's a bit of chat about him as well. The rucks, gone fairly cheap. I think most people have Grundy given the value. But I've also gone with Sherry. He's shown potential in the past, and if it wasn't for an injury last season, he probably would have been, in amongst the top half a dozen rucks in the league. So at 400k, we'll give him another chance. And then just got a bottom dollar dual position enough on the bench, mostly for the loophole purpose. In the forwards, had the money, so went with Jack McRae. If he can get more time in the midfield, 550 is a pretty good price. Flanders, if he can continue his sort of role in the midfield, he's at a great price. Fisher, there's a bit of chat about him playing that halfback role at North Melbourne. So again, could prove good value at that mid-price option. Billings, bit of chat about him getting some good minutes and a good role at Melbourne. Don't know much about him, to be honest, but pretty popular, I believe, so I've locked him in. And then Reid, number one draft picked. I think most people have him. Caddy, McRae, Wilson, just names that seem pretty popular as potential cheapies. Still got a bit of cash left over as well. But similar to what we did previously, I should have got rid of like Dacos or something, I suppose. Don't know how popular Gibcus is, but just looking at the most popular options off the bat, um, it's a bit slow. Everyone's on, so yeah, Gibcus is pretty popular. So got a very sort of template type team, I admit, but again, don't know too much about the game, so I'm just following a lot of it. Um, so yeah, got the top 7 options. I know pink is very popular as a cheapie if you cut one of the guns. I think maybe Coleman would be the odd man out, but even he's at 17% owned. So, you know, might have to try and find space for Pink and Hoare if they get named round one. Trying to, make that money in the midfield. So I got the top 10 options. Dersmer is a cheapie. He could probably, fill in for Billings, perhaps. So could end up with the top 13 options. Butters, we could get rid of one of the mid-price defenders for a cheapie and maybe look at bringing in Butters for one of these mid-price options. So it's going to be very sort of template-esque. Tom Green was one I heard a bit of chat about. Could look to get him in the team perhaps. The Rucks, so Max Gorn's very popular. So I guess Sherry's not that popular, so a bit of a pod perhaps there. Tim English is a nice pod at 8%. The forwards again, very template-esque. What's happened there? So yeah, Sam Darcy was one I have had previously. So if I need to find a few K, I can switch that up easily enough. But again, nothing too out of position there, I suppose. So if I just get back to the main page, just to have a look at the list, because this should actually have the ownership on there, I believe. Except everyone's on setting up their SuperCoach side, so it's super slow. Here we go, bit of progress with the load symbol. Getting there. Oh, might have a list soon. Okay, it's not on the official list yet. But I think if we go by all coaches, it might be, oh no, oh, there we go, ownership. So, scroll. Oh, let's have a little meltdown. Can't see the bottom of the list. I might just flip it. Yeah, so it looks like the pods that we've got Amon, Sherry, Matt Crouch. So, maybe a few people not keen on dabbling on mid-price options, just guns and rookies all the way. Can totally respect that. But I guess I've done a bit of that too in my NRL Supercoach team. So happy to take a flyer on some of these mid-price options. But who knows? I could end up just reverting to type and going guns and rookies in my AFL side. But in saying that, we will go through the leagues. Mostly, again, as I said, I don't have a lot to go through in terms of the teams at the moment. Um, so we've got 2 leagues, the head-to-head league and the open league. I've gone ambitious with 20 teams in the head-to-head. We can adjust it if need be. Um, so we'll see how we go early doors. Um, but I definitely know through things like the NBL and stuff that we probably have attracted a few AFL fans. So well, I don't have to go to invite. I don't know why I do. But the league code for the head-to-head is 646784. And for the open league, it's 698705. So I will copy these links, paste them into the description on YouTube so that you can just click and get yourself in. and we'll go from there. So that's how it all sits at the time being. Just wanted to get this video done since SuperCoach is now open, start to promote the leagues and that sort of thing. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts, comments on the team, I'm all ears. Like I said, AFL's not my strong suit, so any inside information you can provide or picks that I've completely missed that I need to have, let me know. Um, if you do enjoy the AFL content, remember to give the video a like. It's the easiest way of letting me know that's what you want. Subscribe for all the fantasy content, whether it's NBL, NRL, EPL, AFL. We've got it all. But other than that, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.